Good morning and welcome to this weekend's Brunch Club, where we toast to all the amazing, diversely faceted women out there, filling your cup with inspiration and encouragement as our guests share their personal stories, experiences with careers, family, parenting, equality, mentoring, and advice. The Brunch Club is where we raise a glass and champion female talent and leadership everywhere, and where sparkling is always encouraged. Hosted by Rachel Swoboda and brought to you from the beautiful showroom of Bixby and Ball, located in Newport Beach's Lido Marina Village. Now, here is your host, Rachel Swoboda.
We've never talked about this, but I've always been curious. Can I ask you what it was like when you did the Bravo thing?
It was...
Did you talk about that? Is it off?
Oh, no, I don't care.
Okay.
It was really time-consuming. Like, between us, it was extremely time-consuming and it was frustrating to try and run my real business while filming my, real business.
And I was wondering if it was like, did it really help? Like, as a business generator?
I got a couple of leads from it directly. But what it did was build credibility among people who already knew me. So they thought it was another exciting reason that they wanted to refer me.
All right, I'm going to wait and ask you on camera. Are you ready?
We're rolling.
We already started?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay. Well, we can always just pick
Well,
up.
you know what? Hey, I kind of love that we already started rolling, and I don't want to edit it out because this is just sort of how this goes.
Yeah.
So, hey, belated welcome.
Belated welcome.
Yes, hi. Yeah, we're just that comfortable in front of the camera. It's
Yes.
totally fine. So all right, Kacey, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, my pleasure.
Officially welcome.
On this beautiful, rainy California day.
I know, I'm sick of the rain.
I feel like it's been raining for a couple months.
I'm so done.
Yeah. It'll be a really beautiful spring.
Okay, I like you're finding the silver lining. Your positivity.
I am actually really
radiating.
working toward finding the best. My goal, I decided this the other day. My goal lately has been to make the best of every situation because there are so many factors outside of our control that can cause us to get really annoyed, mad, sad, whatever. Can't control it, so I'm gonna make the best of it.
I love that. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try. I don't know. Hey, it's good to have a goal, and
That's right.
although like I had a goal of like trying to be fit this year, and
you know what?
So like training with Webb, about like a month ago, I was like, this is just not gonna happen for like a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then he's like, maybe this week? No, a few more weeks. I'm sorry, I just can't.
But at least But the thing is, actually, what you're talking about is reducing the pressure because so many, especially women, hard-charging type A women, have a tendency to expect that they can excel at every single thing they put their mind to. And so we set these really unrealistic expectations of what we're capable of and then get really frustrated when we can't accomplish it all.
Because we're trying to do it all at the same time, and we're not even trying to take one step at a time. We're like, I'm going to take all of the above, and I'm going to do great at all of them. Well, and then you're just setting yourself up for failure. And
Exactly.
So I managed expectations with myself. Hey, I just know that I'm not going to get to it for a while because of other A, B, and C priorities like had to get done, whether it was with the kids or with the career or, and like you said, and I don't know if this part was on camera or not, but I know we're going to talk about it. But being an entrepreneur, I mean, the buck stops with you, right? Like no one's just going to give me a paycheck for getting it done,
right?
So I want to like set you up to dive into that.
Okay,
go ahead.
I think, you having been a single mom, you recognize that, you'll literally never run out of things to do. And going back to what you were talking about, sort of giving yourself grace and saying, I can only accomplish these things. It also helps you better communicate with your clients and set realistic expectations of when you can complete a project.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to say, I'll do it today. And then I actually have way too many things to do today. And then I'm laying in bed like, oh shit, I forgot. Damn it. And so
then the anxiety sets in.
Yes.
And it's this constant cycle of
So I'm trying to do a better job in addition to looking at the bright side of everything and making the best of things, also being really realistic about setting deadlines for myself and telling my clients and customers and family realistic timeframes for completing tasks. Because people, as long as you tell them when it's going to be done and you follow up with that, people will wait.
Yes.
They don't expect everything to happen. Although it is an immediate, gratification kind of society.
Yes. Well, you can still tell them right away that hey, message received. I'm on it. But you're not going to hear from me for, 24 hours. I actually, there's this woman, I love her. She's going to come on the show in July. Her name's Kelly Ellis. She is an interior designer of like furnitures and stuff.
Okay.
And she has this auto setting on her email. doesn't matter when you email her, it says, your message is very important to me. I only check emails twice a day, and I will be getting back to you shortly.
I like that.
And I asked her, I was like, really? And she was like, I just couldn't keep up with it. And she's also a mother, and she's got a full plate. So I was like, wow. I thought that was really amazing. I haven't been able to institute it yet, but it's a goal.
Yep.
Okay, but the entrepreneur thing, you were going to talk about it.
So yesterday I interviewed, so I'm a real estate broker. I do residential and commercial real estate. And I had a team. You know, you may have seen my team on the show that I was on a year ago. But we're
going to come back to that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Okay, wait, she was on Bravo. She's amazing, by the way. I mean, she's just phenomenal. And so you were on the Bravo show. What was it called?
Real Estate Wars.
Okay.
Think of it like $1 Million Listing. It was going to be $1 Million Listing Orange County, but they decided that platform was a little tired, and so they changed the name last minute to Real Estate Wars. And I'm not a combative person, so it was funny that I was on a show where I was supposed to be battling it out.
And okay, what was it like being on the show? Like, if you're allowed to talk about it.
I'm totally allowed to talk about it. Okay. It was really an interesting experience. So much of our world though is filmed, and we're used to exposing our lives through social media, and people do it by choice all the time. So it wasn't as weird as it would have been maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
And also, they were filming me do my job, not filming me, have an argument with my husband in the kitchen.
Which they never do, by the way. Ever. No, they're like,
never.
They're perfect.
So, it was interesting because I thought, okay, well, you know what? They're going to film me do my job. I don't know what's so interesting about it, but
I'm going to do my job anyways. Why not?
Going into it, though, and this is the thing about reality TV, and especially on that network, people expect that there's going to be drama.
Okay.
And they expect that people have a perception that the producers make stuff up and make you say stuff and make you do stuff, and they don't.
They don't.
They do not put, and I remember the producer saying this, I don't put a single word in your mouth. But what they do is they put you in situations that they think might create some conflict or interesting TV.
Okay.
And a lot of people who are attracted to being on reality shows will sort of do whatever it takes to get the camera to point at them. I went into it saying, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to leave a path of destruction behind me at the end of this show. And especially because the show was highlighting me as a professional.
Yes.
It was really important that instead of thinking what are people going to talk about around the water cooler, but instead, when I show up at their door next year to give a listing presentation and sell their $10 million home, are they going to be proud of who I was? Are they going to be talking about me behind my back? And so it was really important for me that I maintain my professionalism and was really true to myself during all sorts of interesting situations.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I want to talk about how that, circling back to being an entrepreneur and being a business development tool and everything else that you do to continue building up your business. We'll be right back.
Bedding, lighting, furniture, decor. We do it all, even the kitchen sink. Bixby & Ball offers customers a thoughtful collection of home decor and meaningful gifts for any special occasion. Bring the coastal lifestyle home with the help of our styling and design team. Let's create a timeless piece together. Visit us at one of our charming stores, conveniently located in Newport Beach, Lido Marina Village, and Solana Beach, Cedros Design District. Or shop online at bixbyandball.com.
And we're back. All right, so pick up where we left off. Okay, so you're on the show. Was it good for business development? What?
The show is great, actually. What's funny is people would stop me in the street, and clients that I already knew and friends and family would say, I watched that show, and I got to say, you were the most professional one on it.
Oh, good. That's good feedback.
And I think that, initially I felt like maybe I was a boring character, but what I realized is that, if my client watched that and they met me the next day, they wouldn't have doubts that I would do a good job for them.
Yes.
Being able to think on your feet is one of the keys to being an entrepreneur. And, you're going to get thrown into lots of different situations. And understanding, first of all, what your core values are will really help determine what your outcome is going to be.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that actually is, how I run my business, is really focusing on who I am and what my, I understand what the value is that I provide to my clients, but recognizing that I provide a service much greater than just real estate transactions.
What is it?
I
have a guess, but I want you to tell everybody else.
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the book, The 5 Love Languages.
Yes.
And my love language is acts of service. And after I read that book, it was like, a really, a light bulb went on thinking, what is it when I wake up in the morning, what job would I do for free without getting paid?
Okay.
And it would be helping people. And that's such a general term. But my entire life, I look
selfless.
I look at the times that I was happiest or that my heart physically felt fuller. And it's the times when I was a teacher's assistant in special ed class throughout high school.
Okay.
After I graduated and I moved to Boston and New York, I would volunteer with senior citizens and do their grocery shopping for them.
Wow.
I love,
That's really admirable. That's fantastic.
but if I was to think about the things that literally my heart beats harder and fuller when I'm doing them, it's helping people who not necessarily can't help themselves, but may have something that they can't get through. And because of my patience and focus, we get through it together.
Okay.
And so that's really how I run my business is, first of all, many realtors lead into their business with focusing on themselves, meaning all their advertising talks about, look how much I've sold. I'm the area expert. Look at my company. Look at my branding. I'm the boss. I'm going to buy this fancy car after I sell your house, and I'm the shit. That's absolutely not how I run my business.
That's absolutely 99% of what I see out there for realtors. So yes, please keep going.
So
this is refreshing.
So a lot of that turns me off because when you're in the service business, what's the root of that word? It's servant.
Service.
You're a servant and you are serving people. So it's others. So I focus my entire business on others. So when I lead into, let's just use a sample of how I run my business. So person calls me up, Kacey, I want to meet with you about selling my home. We call that a listing presentation. Okay. So I'd go to their home and I'd give a listing presentation. And typically what happens is realtors will make this presentation book and they'll sit down at the table. They might get a tour of the house and act like they think the house is amazing. And then they'll sit down at the table and they'll talk all about themselves. They'll say, here's what I've sold, here's my company, here's the marketing, and here's what I think your home is worth. Are you ready to go? And that's how it's done. And that's how you're trained to do it. But that's not how I choose to do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I meet with clients, the first thing I do is have a really in-depth phone conversation with them, so that when I show up at their doorstep, I have a really deep understanding already of why they're selling and what's motivating them and what's going on in their life.
Okay.
Before I arrive, I create a customized book and I have it delivered to their door by hand.
Before you even get there.
The day before, so that before I've even gotten there, they have the chance to read through on their own, learn about me and read my bio, see what I've sold, and that stuff's out of the way.
Okay.
So then they say, I kind of know and like, and I'm intrigued by Kacey. I see that she's qualified. Mm-hmm. Wow, I like that she went this extra step of getting this, to me the day before.
Hand delivered.
She's thinking about
Classy
me.
touch.
Right, it's not FedEx in a crappy envelope, whatever.
Yeah.
So then when I show up at their door, all I have to worry about is learning more about them. So we get a tour of the house, great, but then we sit down and we just talk and talk. And one of my key business practices is making their goals my goals.
Okay.
So I say, okay, is this person getting divorced? So much about what I do is emotional guidance. Okay.
I never thought about it that way.
So,
at all. But you're right. Every time I've ever bought or sold a house, there was something emotional going on.
Right.
That it was different than the house, but it made me like more edgy or more sensitive or more anxiety about it. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Keep going.
So when I meet with clients, it's really important to understand what it is that's going on in their life that's causing them to want to sell or buy. So it's usually something really good or really bad or maybe something exciting. So getting a divorce or my husband, this year alone. And I feel like the universe sends these people to me.
Okay.
And I have no easy deals. There's no I want to buy a house. Okay, here you go. Great. Here's sign the contract. Let's do it. And everything's easy. No. Especially I've had some really interesting sellers. Husband died after a 10-year battle with cancer.
Oh.
They lost their job and they can't afford to live here anymore. So they need to cash out. Or they paid off their mortgage in 10 years because they're amazing. And now they get to buy something that's 3 times the price with an ocean view because they were really responsible. Having a baby, all these things. Right now I'm helping a family. Actually, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to tell you about this family I'm helping right now. That's going to be a really good example of what is one of the key ways I run my business. But anyway, having an understanding of who your client is and what's going on in their life is a key way to focus your energy. And so when I'm working with, let's say, the woman who I helped sell her ocean view home a couple of months ago, whose husband had just died, majority of my time with her was spent comforting her, listening to her. I mean, when I'd go to her house to do one form, it would take 3 hours. Because we'd sit and talk. She'd cry. She showed me photos of their marriage and talked about the vacations they went on. I'd see her dog do tricks. Sweet, wonderful woman. But a lot of what I did was hang out with her because that's what she needed at the time.
Wow.
And the real estate part was just something that I did for her, but that was not the most valuable thing that we did together.
Yes. Well, so you're developing the friendship. You care. You can't teach someone to care.
No.
You either do or you don't. Wow. And I bet most people just don't care.
I think it's that they are transactional instead of relational.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So
that's a better way to put it. Yeah.
So a lot of people say, how am I going to get this done? How quickly am I going to earn my commission? I'm just giving an example of a commission-based business.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, and I had a customer say this to me yesterday, Kacey, he was in between buying 2 investment properties because I do commercial real estate. Which of these buildings, because he just can't decide because they're both an equal cap rate, equal cash flow, very similar retail shopping centers. Which one of these properties do you make more money on when you sell it to me? And I said, well, Chris, that doesn't matter. He said, no, but you have done such a good job and I really have liked getting to know you. I want you to make the most money. Which one of these do you make the most money? I said, okay.
That's unheard of.
First of all, I've never had anyone say that. But secondly, that's not my priority. I literally do not. There's sort of like this old thing, like a bad luck charm if you calculate your commission in advance of closing the deal.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I said, first of all, Chris, I have not even done that, but I'll tell you how it works out. But this can't even be the last decision-making criteria. It can't even be on our list because that doesn't matter to me.
Yep.
I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete my whole life. I've always been like a nice helping lady, helper.
Yeah.
So making sure that other people are happy and they're satisfied and they walk away feeling like, God, that was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And knowing that they will never think of going to anyone else but me. That's a key feeling I want people to walk away with after doing business with me. So
I love everything about your whole philosophy of doing business.
Thank you.
I mean, I think everyone could learn from you, regardless of what field they work in. I mean, these are just like basic business fundamentals,
Right.
that most people are, I don't know, they forgot or they never realized that was so important.
I think the key, I run my business and I grow my business sort of like, do you ever use crock pots?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
You know when you...
Took me a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. People don't use them as often. But think about when you try and cook a steak really quick on like the barbecue and maybe you overcook it and it might be tough or it might turn out good but you're not really sure. Versus when you put like a chunk of meat in the crock pot for like 8 hours with the onions and carrots and potatoes or whatever.
Good.
It's every bite is so rich and full. Yeah. That's kind of how I grow my business. It's like a crock pot. Yes. Or it's like little tiny seeds that I sprinkle everywhere and I just water them. And then all of these amazing fruits blossom.
That's fantastic.
I
love analogies.
Yes, I know. I like analogies. I interviewed a girl yesterday who wants to join my team.
Okay.
And, and frequently I get this question, Kacey, how do you get all your customers? How do you get all your business? And new realtors especially always want to know, how do I get clients? And it's almost as desperate, like, where are they going to come from? And there's some key things that you can do when you're brand new in the business, like always do open houses or, read this publication and all that sort of stuff. But really the magic to any business, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in sales at a corporate job, or really receiving any fruit from any labor, is taking time and being patient to build relationships, because everything is about relationships. So people overuse that phrase,
But it's true.
But people are like, which platforms do you advertise on Zillow, and do you do SEO optimization, and do you pay for social media whatever classes? This girl I interviewed yesterday said she spent $10,000 on a Facebook and social media class, and I thought, wow, oh my gosh, but everyone learns and grows in other ways.
Way. Yeah.
I invest in one thing only, and that is in people and relationships. But it takes a really long time.
Yeah.
And you can't pull up a chart
Nope.
that tells you when it's going to pay off or how fruitful it was, because you never know.
Well, I feel like you even like in my relationship with you, I feel that that's absolutely accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, I never sat down and like analyzed it, but everything that you're saying, I'm running it through the filter of how long I've known you and how I've known you.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like you being here today, like that's watering the garden for who knows what.
Right.
But like if I ever needed something, I'm like, oh yeah, well, why not?
Yeah.
So,
But the reason a lot of people don't run their business this way is because it takes time. And we are a very impatient society. And just generally, especially among, the younger generation, they want instant gratification. And in the way that I run my business, it does not come that way. And some people say to me, God, how have you hung in that long with that difficult person? And let me tell you a quick example. I don't know how much time we have.
I mean, we're totally out of time.
Okay. Are we?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
But because I can talk to you all day.
Can I give you one example?
Give me one more, and then we'll make sure that everyone can get in contact with you. Okay. But go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. I was a rower in high school.
Okay.
And I rowed at the Newport Aquatic Center. And,
I love it there, by the way.
Yeah, really
love
cool.
it.
So I was a rower, and my coach, David, had a daughter, and I would babysit her. And she had some disabilities, and unfortunately she passed away. But we maintained a good relationship, and I'd get Christmas cards from them. That was 20 years ago, or maybe more. Anyway, 6 months ago, I was at Fashion Island at breakfast with my family, and I turn around, and there he is sitting with one of his other daughters, who's now grown up and going to Stanford.
Wow.
I run into them, and they're like, Kacey, oh my gosh, so great to see you. I would run into them randomly over time. Anyway, they said, hey, can we get your card? We actually might need some real estate help in the future. I said, sure. So I get my card. A month later, I get a call saying, so here's the thing, is that my mother-in-law has Parkinson's and a little bit of dementia, and she lives in Pasadena. We think we might want to sell her home there and buy a home in Newport so that we can move in with her and all live together multi-generationally. I said, amazing.
I love that.
That was like maybe in September.
Okay.
I was a little late to this interview today because I was literally sitting in the car. We opened escrow on property yesterday. But here it is, March. That was a 6-month turnaround because during this time I went and talked to the mom in Pasadena, took pictures of her house, showed them 20 different properties, and all different family members are involved. A lot of people would have given up by now. But it's planting these little seeds, taking your time and watching them all slowly grow. The best things come to people who have patience to wait to see them blossom.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that family's here. And
that is great advice for everyone.
Yeah.
So thank you for being on
welcome.
the show. Thank you for telling everybody about those pearls of wisdom. I hope that people can take that away and apply it to their job and to their family and to their careers. And, I will put all your contact information up there too, so people can give you a call.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club. It's been our pleasure to share this time with you. We look forward to bringing you more sparkling inspiration next weekend. If you have feedback, topics, or want to nominate someone to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us at rachel@sundaybrunchagency.com. Cheers!
This video was brought to you by 800 Cameraman, Southern California's only 20-time National Emmy Award-winning production company.